Hey folks, for this lick we're going to be looking at using the sound of the whole tone scale over our dominant chord. Now, as the name implies, the whole tone scale is made up by taking a starting point and just moving a whole tone consistently until you get back round to where you started. So it's one of the symmetrical scales in the sense that everything is just basically a tone apart. So you have this nice kind of symmetry to it, particularly if you're playing it on the guitar. You've got all this kind of everything repeats every major third sort of thing going on. So it's a really nice scale for learning on the guitar, in the sense once you've learned a few forms, you really know how to play it over the entire neck. But what intervals does it give us over our dominant chord? Let's have a look. I've got a root note, so if I go to a tone above that, I get here, which is a major second. A tone above that is a major third. A tone above that is an augmented fourth, and a tone above that is an augmented fifth, and then a tone above that is our minor 7, and then a tone above that is back to the start again, back to your root note of A. So you can see there's only 6 notes there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's quite an interesting sound. You can see, if we think in terms of our chord tones, as usual we've got a root, we've got a third, and we've got a minor 7 in there. So you've got the all important major third and minor 7th, which you kind of want over a dominant 7th chord. But we also have, interestingly, if you're thinking chord tone wise, we've got a 9th. But we've got this augmented 4th, which you can think of as basically being an augmented 11. Kind of that Lydian dominant thing again. Sometimes, depending on context, you can think of that as being a diminished 5th, but I'll call it augmented 11 for just now. And then you've got this augmented 5th, but if I'm thinking in terms of chord tones, I'd really kind of maybe thinking that as terms as a flat 13. I'm thinking of extensions of like the dominant chord. So you have this kind of these outside notes, these two here, which add as a very kind of floaty feeling to it. The classic kind of fairy appearing in panto type thing was always the whole tone scale, because it kind of doesn't feel as if it's kind of resolves anywhere. It's just kind of floating about. So when you're playing over a dominant 7 chord, it's a really great way of kind of getting this outside sound to kind of come back in. Now, what I'm actually doing in this lick is I'm going to start off basically playing inside. All these notes here are all within arguably a mixolydian. So what I start off with here is I'm going to play the first kind of little phrase. I'll play it like that. It's the first 4 notes, and what I'm doing is I'm going to start at the 5th fret of the E string with the first finger. I'm going to hammer from there up to the 9th fret of that E string there with the 4th finger. Then I play 7th fret of the A string with the middle finger, and then I play that 5th fret of the D string with the first finger. So interval wise, you've got your root, your third, your 5th, and your flat 7 there. So it's kind of like a little dominant 7 arpeggio basically. Okay. Picking wise, I'm using economy picking there, so you could do like down, down, down. Okay. Now once I get to this note, what I actually got here is a kind of a long legato sequence. So I get to here, I'm going to hammer from here to 9, pull off, and then do 7, 9, 7, 5. Yeah. And you can see I'm using my 1st, 2nd, and 4th fingers for that. So that kind of... Yeah. And this, you can see that's still all mixolydian. That's like a 9th there, basically. So that first little phrase, if I play it, goes like this. Then what I do is I play 7th fret of that A string with the middle finger. Kind of as the end note for that little bit there. Okay, now watch out for the way I've played it, just to make it more accessible, is even 16th. So what I'm doing here, watch that the legato sequence isn't rushed. Watch you don't have anything like that kind of going on. You want it nice and even. Okay. Next little bit, I do 5, 7, 9 in the D string again, all hammer-ons. 1st, 2nd, 4th finger. So again, this is still all kind of mixolydian. Then I play 6 on the G string with the 1st finger. That's our major 3rd again. And then from here, what I'm actually going to be doing is hammering from here 6 to 8. That's our kind of little augmented 11th interval there. Then I do a hammer 6 to 8 on the B string with the first and third fingers there. And you can see that's kind of like your augmented 5th or flat 13th there into the flat S7 there. So this little bit kind of goes. If you can hear the sound, it's beginning to get a little bit kind of more interesting sounding. Now from here, my second finger then plays 8 on the G string. And then I'm going to do the hammer on first to third finger, 6 to 8 again in the B string. And then I play 5 in the high E string. And then I end it with the fourth finger at the 9th fret, the high E string. So that's that kind of next little sequence. So all that together, starting from the D string, goes like this. And picking wise, I'm probably doing, probably start with the downstroke there if I use economy picking. Yeah, and then like an upstroke and then a downstroke at that end there. Okay, so that's kind of the first half of it. I start inside, and then I start going out here. Then the next little bit is a little triplet kind of sequence. So I'll kind of play the 6 notes. It kind of goes like this. Yeah. Very, very whole tone sort of sounding stuff here, kind of augmented triad in there as well. And what I'm doing here is I'm going to play 8th fret the B string with the third finger, then 8th fret the G string with the second finger, and then I'm going to play a bar across the G and the B strings with the first finger here at the 6th fret. So I play B string, and I roll that finger so I don't get the notes bleeding together. I play 6 in the B, 6 in the G. Then my second finger is going to play 7 in the D string, and from there I slide back to the 5th fret, the D string there. Yeah. That little sequence. And that's kind of the rhythm of it. You want to kind of feel that 1 and 2 and yeah. And then from here I come down. Another little kind of almost like a little augmented triad here. That's an augmented triad there. And I've got another one here. And what I'm doing here is I'm playing 4th fret the G string with the first finger. Then I play 5th fret the D with the second finger. And then 6th fret of the A with the third finger. So you get this nice little diagonal line effectively. And then from there I pull off to the 4th fret with the first finger there. So that's kind of 4 notes. And this is all even 16ths again, so that's like your beat, 4/16ths of that beat there. And then I end it off by going. So I'm kind of going to the root note here with the middle finger. I'm going to hammer to the 7th fret with the 4th finger. And then I'm going to pick 3rd fret that E string with the first finger. So I'm ending on like a flat 7 interval there. That last little bit goes like this. And as usual, put a bit of vibrato on that. Okay, so that's the whole thing. So let me play through it slowly. So again, I start in, kind of go out a little bit, and then effectively at the very end, I'm back in and away. Okay, so this isn't nice and slow.